Hey everybody, I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA. I own Choice Tax Relief. One of the things we do is help folks who haven't filed their tax returns for several years. Sometimes it's only a couple years. Sometimes there's folks who haven't filed their tax returns in a decade or more. And one of the most disheartening things that sometimes we discover about folks in these situations is that the IRS prepares their own tax return for these folks. It's called a substitute for return, an SFR. It's generally not pretty. It generally significantly overstates the taxpayer's tax liability on these IRS prepared SFRs. That's because they're not giving you any deductions other than the standard deduction. They're not giving you any credits. They're not giving you, if it's an older year, any exemptions for your dependents. If they think you're married, they're going to do married filing separately rather than married filing jointly. So it's a pretty nasty tax return that results in overstated tax due, overstated penalties, and overstated interest. Now, the commenter today is wondering if once the IRS has prepared an SFR against you for a given tax year, can you still file an original return to replace the SFR? The answer is yes. However, it is technically an audit reconsideration when you file an SFR protest return, and that SFR protest return may be subject to more scrutiny on the exam side if you had simply filed an original return before that SFR process was initiated or completed. Okay, but to answer your specific question, sir, you can still file an original return to replace the SFR. It's just that return may be scrutinized a little bit more than an original return filed in the normal course of business, or even outside the normal course of business, but before the IRS does an SFR filing. So if you have SFRs, or even if you haven't filed, you've received that CP59 saying, hey, you got to file these bad boys, it would behoove you to file those returns before the IRS does an SFR. But even if the IRS has done SFR, you can still replace the IRS's SFR. It's just sometimes there's some more scrutiny there because those SFR protest returns are actually submitted to a different department than your normal tax return filing. So anyway, good question, common misconception. I welcome questions like this. I don't get tired of them. Please leave comments. I will answer. I have some other videos as well on the side of the screen about what to do if you haven't filed your tax returns in several years. Also, if that's you, you qualify for a free consultation with us at Choice Tax Relief. Give us a call, 866-8000-TAX. That's 866-8000-829. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.